back here live at the Waterfront Village with my friend, the zombie, Jonathan. You're looking good. Jonathan just got an awesome face paint job. What do you think?
I like turtles.
All right.
Who likes good news? Everyone? Then good news, everyone!
What's going on, everyone? It's Nina Infinity. Welcome to my channel on this Friday. It's Good Friday. It's Good News Day, and I'm so excited to be here to report some much needed good news because I know we could all really use it. I know I could. That's why I started doing this show, and that's why I love this show and I love the chat and everything in it because it's all about positive vibes, good humans, great positive news that you can take with you on the weekend and start your weekend off on a positive note, because I think we could use more of that. And just right off the bat, I would like to say that it's advertised as my birthday stream. So technically it is. My birthday is technically on Sunday. But my mom is here from Canada, and she's visiting me. If you guys know, if you're following my channel, you know that I live in Mexico. So my mom's came here to visit me for my birthday, and we've been hanging out, and it's been a lot of fun to have family time. So I've just kind of been taking it easy on the day. And so I figured, because I'll be doing family stuff, that I'll do my birthday stream on this show because I love this show and it's my favorite one. And I just wanted to share it with you guys because it's my favorite show. So I wanted to share my birthday with all of you in the chat. Like you, Lugnuts. Hi, how are you? Thank you. You're so sweet. And there was a couple of super chats we're going to get to right now. People wishing me a happy birthday. So thank you so very much, all of you, for being here. Please smash the like, share the stream, all that good stuff. We may be joined by some others later on in the show. I'm not sure. I sent out the link to a bunch of people. And if they can make it, great. If not, it'll just be us like it usually is. And that's quite all right. Let me start off by sharing this very generous Rumble rant, because we are also live on Rumble. And Rumble is awesome. So I wanted to share. Where is it? Here it is. Thank you, Braz Monkey, for the $20 Rumble rant to say happy birthday, Japan Fun. Thank you so much. Look at that purple boy. They're purple over there. Thank you. Thank you, Braz Monkey. You are such a sweetheart. So Brazzy. Thank you so much. And then we had DL here with a member message for 28 months. Thank you. It says, happy birthday, Nina. Thank you so much. Thank you, DL. Steel Leg is here. Thank you for $4.99. Says, happy birthday and many more blessings. Thanks for always supporting us and being good humans. So proud of you, Nina. Oh, thank you. And I'm proud of you too. You have made such great strides with your everything, with your physiotherapy, with your channel that you got coming up. You're gonna 2024 is gonna be a great year for you, Steel. Like 2014, man, I'm going back in time. That you can tell that I don't want to age, because I think it's 2014 apparently. And no, to answer your question, I am not drunk. Although I wish I was. Darren, thank you for the 28-month member message. Thank you so much. Many happy returns to our infinitely helpful Nina. Thank you so much. Darren knows what the weather is like in Vancouver and why my mom had to escape, because they're in the same city. And then we got Aiken here for $7.99. Aiken, thank you. Said, happy birthday, Nina. I hope you have a great day and joyful of joy and happiness. Thank you. And check it out. Check out this mug. I got myself this new mug for my birthday because it's Sailor Moon. And I was like, oh, yeah. They had a bunch. And I was like, what should I get? You know, like when you have, those are good problems to have, though, when you go to like geeking out and then there's like too many options and you're like, what should I even get? So now I'm drinking out of my new Sailor Moon mug that I got myself It's like a little birthday treat. Thank you. Martin, Uncle Martin, thank you for the 9-month member message. Happy 29th almost birthday. Oh, I wish I was 29. Oh, to be 29 again. I went through the birthday blues when I was when I turned 29 for like a whole year. And I was like, my 20s are over. I'm hitting the wall. And like, so that was the year where I was like super depressed. And then when I turned 30, I was totally fine. And I was like, I don't feel any different at all. Like, this is fine. What was I making a big deal out of about? Now I'm kind of getting nervous about the other number. It's just like, oh. But thank you, Martin. You are so sweet. Charlene, hi Charlene, a member for 14 months. Thank you. Says happy birthday, Nita. Lots of love and best wishes for your birthday and all the years ahead. Oh, thank you. I can't believe I've made it this far. Hopefully I can make it to much further. I want to be around for a while. It's just getting exciting out there. Ethereus Man, thank you for being a member for 1 month and saying happy birthday stream. Thank you so much. And we got 200 Watt Studio for $2. Hey, babe, wonderful Friday. So empathetic to empathetic empress. Thank you. I can read, I promise. And then again for the $2. Happy birthday to the beautifulest, babe. Oh, thank you. You are so sweet. 200 Watt Studios. Psychotic Mongoose is here for 2. Happy birthday, Nina. Thank you so much. And then Dan A gifted 5 memberships to the chat. My goodness. Thank you so very much. If you just received a membership, make sure you thank Dan A because he's the one that gave it to you. So thank you. Omniscient Guy for $2 says, happy birthday, Nina. You curly hair beauty. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you. Takes so long to make this hair this nice, because otherwise Steel Leg, thank you for the $1.99. I turned 44 February 1st. Just hit 243 subs. Thank you to all. Oh my God, thank you. Oh my God, that's great. 44. Wow. Amazing. Amazing. February 1st. That's great. You're an Aquarius like me. I love that. I love it. Makes sense why we're good friends. It makes sense. We just got another Rumble rant. Another purple boy from TZ Burton. Thank you. It says, happy birthday, Nina. Our beautiful Persian, Canadian, Mexican hostess for Good News Friday. You are a good human. Aw, thank you. That is so sweet, TZ. Thank you so much. And of course, Psychotic Mongoose just gifted a membership to the chat. Thank you and cheers to you. And thank you to everybody else who's here to wish me a happy birthday. You guys are wonderful and you're just making me feel so loved. Thank you. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Ian, Phil, hello. Hi, Shane. Everybody, hi. Shadow Word Child. You guys are awesome. Thank you for being here. All right. Let's start. Oh, no, not the star signs. Happy birthday. Don't worry. I don't know anything about star signs other than I'm an Aquarius. That's all I know. Okay, let's start the show. Since it is kind of a birthday stream, I figured we'd start off with some nostalgia because you know how sometimes like when you're getting older, you get to a point where you feel a little nostalgic. You're like, you know, you long for the days of the past, for the youth, for everything. You're just like, you just become a little nostalgic around your birthday. And I mean, that happens to me usually. And I thought that I saw this bit of news and I thought it was really cute. And I just absolutely loved it because, well, it's totally up my alley. Because one of my first jobs, not first, but one of my, I should say one of my favorite jobs, because it definitely wasn't the first. And it was my favorite job growing up. when I was in my teens, and it was working at Blockbuster. So when I saw this news, I thought it was really, really cute. Like I just really loved the story. I love everything about it, and I hope more people do stuff like this. And it is a California woman's nostalgic blockbuster themed movie library has neighbors rewinding into the past, which is really cool. And the story goes California woman is reminding her neighbors of fond memories associated with Blockbuster Video through a free Blockbuster movie exchange. It's a spin on the Little Free Library, a nonprofit book sharing initiative where people donate and borrow books. Free Blockbuster is the same idea, but the box is filled with films and is painted in Blockbuster classic colors, blue and yellow. It was Alyssa Colgrads, a video game developer in Los Angeles, who wanted to share her love of films through the creative and sentimental project. Colgrad has had a free food pantry outside her home for the past 2 years and realized she had an extra box that could be used for the Blockbuster box. She told Fox News Digital. And here is the picture of the box. Let me blow this up so you guys can see better. This is cool. Here's the box, and we're gonna watch a little video where she made the box as well. It's got like DVDs and stuff inside it. Her husband, Christian Colgrad, is a professional fabricator for film and TV, so he helped assemble the perfect blue and yellow movie library. He did a really good job. I think he did a great job. The free Blockbuster boxes are filled with DVDs. Colgrad said that she can also rent out VHS tapes, but those cannot remain in the box since they'd melt in the California heat. That would make sense. Colgrad also has an extensive movie collection that she grew over the past 10 years, and she and her husband even run a movie theater at the post-apocalyptic movie festival Wasteland Weekend. She said Colgrad pointed out how the increase in streaming platform contributed to the death of the DVD and people missing an in-person experience of browsing movies to borrow. And I think this is the part that is the most kind of like jarring, because that's what I miss the most about Blockbuster experience, that human connection that is so important to me for this show. And you guys know how much I'm all about human connection. And I think that like we all kind of miss that. And I think the new generation misses that as well. There's definitely a lot of nostalgia around Blockbuster. And I think visually branding is something strong. Visually, the branding is really strong, and that's true.
Grand opening of our little free community Blockbuster that my husband and I have been working on. We have a little free pantry out in front of our house, and this is going to match with it.
I love it.
Kind of all up in Blockbuster colors.
Yeah, so
I have
cute.
some subversive books in here as well, and all sorts of free candy.
That's awesome.
And popcorn for people who come on the first day. We'll see how long it lasts for. I'm not going to do this all the time. Each of the DVDs.
Look at the Lord of the Rings.
Some labeling so that people know that it's ours to bring it back here. But if they don't, it's no big deal. And then a classic Be Kind, Please Rewind sticker.
I love that.
DVDs, not VHS. We have a lot of VHS, but most people don't have a VCR anymore, so I'm not including those. But it does have a pretty sizable collection of DVDs inside. Some that were gifted to me, some that are from our collection, and some that I bought in bundles on eBay. So
this is such a great idea.
We'll see how people like it tomorrow. Join us.
Oh, this is such a great idea. I love it. And then it goes on to explain what Blockbuster Video was, but I'm sure you guys all know what it was. If you're that young and you don't know, Google it. The reception has been really strong because it replicates that experience of going to a store and browsing and checking something out and going home and watching it and then coming back and doing it again and seeing what's new. She explained that was, God, such good times. Colgrad filled her free Blockbuster with some science fiction films and slightly more great movies with cult following include Lord of the Rings and The Reefer Madness. Her neighbors can rent and return their movie choices, or even exchange a movie to help the collection grow. Somebody took Kill Bill 2 and left Kill Bill 1 because it wasn't part of my collection. She said, And she also says she found a real sense of community through this new hobby. A few people say that they've been moved to tears, which I think is pretty amazing that we all have this shared memory of something. That is really cool. I love this idea. And if I lived in like a rural, American town or even Canadian town, I might do something similar to this, especially like, in small communities. I think it would be a really cool idea to just kind of get at least the kids into it, because we used to have those for books and stuff like that too. So I think it's just a fantastic idea, I think. And you know what else is fantastic? All your support. Hello, everybody. Make sure you smash the like and share the stream. I see so many people in the chat. You guys are awesome. Thank you for being here. Let me get to a couple more of these super chats that came in. 201 Studios, thank you for the $5. As today we celebrate the royal birthday of the Persian princess. Oh, thank you so much. It's actually on Sunday. Just FYI, this is just a pre-celebration stream because I won't get to celebrate with you on Sunday. But the 28th is my actual birthday. GJJ, thank you for being a member for 18 months. Saying happy birthday. Wow, thank you for being a member for that long. That's amazing. Hey, Russell Hall is here. Russell, you have a very weird avatar. But thank you for being here and saying for $2, happy birthday. Where's your suit? It's under my clothes. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, Russell Hall. Spike of Madness, thank you for the $10. Says it's your birthday. Well, this is because of the celebration. Happy human birthing day, Nina. May all your dreams and wishes be fulfilled. Lots of presents, lots of food, love, and laugh today. Thank you so much. I am definitely planning on all of that, especially the food and the laughter. Thank you. Boosh, thank you for becoming a YouTube member. I think you've been a member for a long time though. I don't know why it's saying you've become a member. Look at this, a member for 20 months. Holy crap, 20 months. Happy birthday, Nina. We love you. Thank you, Boosh. And I like your new avatar. I'm free Sunday, says 201 Studios. I'm not. I'm going to go out and celebrate my birthday with family and be out all day and just do weird birthday things, dinners, all that good stuff. Family. The family. The family goes. But thank you. And that's why I'm doing the stream today, because I wanted to spend it with my YouTube family too. You guys. Russell Hall has all the best chats. He does. He can be a bit challenging at times, but he's one of a kind. Yellow Flash, hello. Thank you for the $20. Say happy birthday. Did I not send you a link? I invited you. I don't know. Did I not send you the link to the stream? My goodness. Was I that dumb? Well, you know what? I'm going to send it right now, Flash. I don't know if you got the link or not, but I did invite you to this. If you want to pop on, you are more than welcome to, my friend. But thank you so much for the super chat. Here is the link as well. Thank you so much. Yellow Flash, he's pretty awesome. And I go on Flashcast sometimes and hang out with him. And he's a good human. Flash is a good human. I love all the good humans out there. Very kind person, Flash. Milk truck has arrived. Honestly, Flash has done a service to us all with the humor that he brings just with that intro alone. Through Flash, I was able to find this, which we don't usually play on this show, but just because Flash is here, we're gonna do it.
I am not gay. I have relationships with women, sex with men.
And I got news for you. That means you're gay.
I can't play the whole thing because it actually gets claimed now. But anyways, thank you, Flash. You are amazing. You are awesome. And appreciate the super chat, my friend. Hello, Yarnwich. Good to see you and thank you. Here we go. The next story. This is a crazy story, and I really liked it. Also, I mean, it goes to show like how far technology has come too. I mean, this is the medical technology has really advanced for a long time. It's quite wonderful to see. Four people are forever connected through an act of kindness. Today's good news story comes from Tuscan, Arizona, where these couple have been connected through this insane situation with a kidney donation. So here we go. We're gonna listen to the story.
And live today in Oak Lawn, a local couple sharing their very unique story about kidney donation.
Anthony back at the live desk with a look at the coordination it took to save a man's life.
Yes, it's really inspiring, Scott and Dawn. And it all started when Tony Gonzalez's wife, Tracy, found out that she was not a match to donate her own kidney to her husband, who was experiencing kidney failure and on dialysis. But thanks to a special paired donation program, she still got the chance to save his life.
That's cool.
Tony matched with a woman in Arizona whose brother also happened to need a kidney, and that brother was a match for Tracy. So this paired donation was planned, and 2 lives were saved. Today, the pairs met for the first time virtually to speak about their shared experience in coordination with Advocate Christ Medical Center.
I think that this program is awesome. Just like you said, it was never a second thought for me. I was never afraid at any point.
Asked my wife, to give me a kidney, but she wouldn't have it any other way. So
I'd do it again. I definitely would do it all over again.
I don't think you can do it anymore.
I'd do it too for my husband.
I would do anything. I definitely would do anything.
Aww.
23 years with him, and I hope 23 more years.
Aww.
Good news here. Everyone is doing great post-surgery. And during today's meeting, both pairs, they remain in good spirits. They said they are extremely thankful that they were able to make this whole group exchange happen. And they hope that this story will inspire others to consider that kind of program as well. Scott and Dawn.
It's wonderful. I actually had never heard about these like paired donation things. I think that's a wonderful idea. And I hope more people that hear about this kind of stuff get open to these options, because I mean, it's always good to kind of think outside the box. And I think this does that very well. Tomby's here, member for 10 months. Says, happy birthday, Nita. Stay awesome. Much love from all of us. Thank you, Tomby. You are amazing. And Spike says, a new show, Organ Swap. That would be weird. I don't know if that would like constitute TV time, but definitely an interesting. So definitely an interesting time to be alive. Stop, Gaz. Oh, you, Gaz. You are so funny. Yellow Flash says he sent me a DM. Let me check this DM. Oh, it's no problem, honey. You do you. I totally get it. Flash, you know what? One of the things I love about Flash is that he's a great dad. And you know how much I appreciate good dads on this show. Good dads are everything. Thank you, buddy. Ian, my goodness, look at this. Lighten it up with a red boy. My goodness, Ian, you're gonna make me blush. I'm not gonna get teared up right over here. And also, I really like your new avatar, Ian. I haven't even read the message. I like your new avatar, bud. Ian, thank you. You've been such a great supporter. Happy birthday, Nina. I want to say something profound and inspiring. So if anyone asks, that's what happened. I'm not. Ian, thank you so much, man. You are so sweet. Thank you. I really, truly appreciate all the support that you've given me the whole time that I've been YouTubing. You've just been such a great supporter. Thank you. All of you guys have been such great supporters. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Next story. Next story. Check out this good human. I mean, you can't even imagine getting in this situation and then having this kid just step up. It's one of those things. It's one of those things where you're like, wow, there's definitely hope. There's definitely hope out there. From dorm room to heroism, student saves a woman from icy canal. This is the dude right here. Look at him. He's plunging into these icy waters. This news comes from Delft, Netherlands. A 23-year-old student in Delft turned into a hero when he rescued a woman whose car had crashed into an icy canal in the city center. This is crazy. Witnessing the dramatic incident from the first floor dorm room, Max didn't hesitate to spring into action. He immediately rallied his fellow students after seeing the car skid the icy road and flip over and plunge into the canal. What a horror story. I looked out the window and saw in front of me the car skidding away into the other side of the canal and flying into the canal, he recalled. With unwavering determination, Max dashed outside calling for assistance from his housemates. Despite facing initial challenges, including difficulty of extracting the woman from the submerged vehicle, Max's resourcefulness prevailed. A well-timed hammer throw allowing him to shatter the window, enabling him to rescue the shock driver and bring her safely to the canal's edge. And this is the video, because somebody caught the video of him jumping into the water. Let me go full screen here. Ooh. So you guys can see it.
Zit er iemand in?
Oh my God. I mean, it's only this really brief moment here, but I mean, it kind of really shows everything. This guy's just next level. I'm going in. Human needs a rescuing. I'm going in. The rescued woman on her way to, hang on a second. Let's go back to this one. The rescued woman on her way to pick up her 3 children from a nearby school expressed her gratitude with hugs, later sharing the tea with her heroic rescuer. Oh, they had tea. That is so sweet. Max's selfless actions didn't go unnoticed as the local police hailed him a hero. Delft Mayor Marja Van, I cannot say this name. Hold on. Bijsterveld. Marja van Bijsterveld. I'm sorry if I totally butchered your name. Personally visited Max to convey the city's gratitude, bringing him to share in a heartwarming gesture of appreciation. This is the pictures of what happened with the car. We'll go to that in a second. And yeah, there we go. Hold on. Let me show you guys the pictures of what happened to the car. Dude's a hero, man. Dude is a hero. So here is the car in a submerged thingy. They're bringing the car out. And there he is with the trusty axe that he broke the window with to get into the car. So there you go. Hero from Netherlands. And another hero stepping up over here to wish me happy birthday. Thank you so much, Toneberry Master, for the 50 big ones, saying happy birthday, Nina. Man, thank you. I really appreciate it. I'm going to have a really nice cake, you guys. On all of you guys, I'm going to have a really nice cake. Gonna stuff my face with cake because I like cake a lot. My favorite cake is chocolate, of course. Chocolate mousse cake. My mouth is watering already thinking about it. Huge ass is here. Remember for 10 months. Says, happy birthday, Nina. Thank you for being you. Oh, thank you for being you and being a member of the Infinity channel. Thank you so much. What's going on Rumble? Ooh. There's a Janeway 1 over on Rumble said the title, I love your organ, but not that one. Okay. Thank you. DL for $1.99 says, Nina, we all love and appreciate you and what you do, man. DL, you guys, especially the ones that are always here, like you supporting, just it means everything, man. Gets me in the feels. It gets me in the feels. Thank you. You guys are freaking awesome. What? A raging Dino. Dino's, well, Dino also makes sense. Says, happy birthday, Nina. I just had one myself on the 22. I turned 31. Oh, yay. 31. Oh, to be 31 again. You're a baby. You're a baby. Spike and Madness says, you and Z are the only babes I sent for, Nina. Really? What about Anna? Man, Anna's getting the shaft already. She's getting married now. She's getting married next week. Spike's already like, she out. We out on Anna. It's over. It's over for Anna. Poor Anna. Spike. I'll be sure to let her know. I'll be sure to let her know. Funny thing is, Spike and I met like Anna at Chrissy's fight night thing. So I'll be sure to let her know, Spike. And I am shaking my head at you. But I appreciate the sip. Thank you. I really do. I know you do, buddy. I know you do. I'm just busting your balls. Okay. Next story. Speaking of being in a submerged car and being like, oh my God, I think I'm going to die. And then not dying. Because there's heroes out there rescuing people all the time. This is another crazy story from California. I think it's California. Woman hoisted off submerged Livermore car after 15 hours. Yeah, it was in California, Livermore. Here's the story.
And now back to the dramatic rescue that we mentioned at the top of the newscast. A woman stuck on top of her vehicle, submerged in water in an East Bay park for 15 hours. KTVU's Crystal Bailey spoke to a battalion chief who was part of this rescue. She joins us live tonight with the story. Crystal?
Well, it was a heroic rescue. It's the kind of thing you only see in movies. About 20 people responded from multiple agencies, including Alameda County Fire, East Bay Parks, and CHP, all ending up saving a woman's life.
Wow.
This was the scene Tuesday at 10 a.m. at Lake Del Val in Livermore. Rapid flowing water and a woman stranded on top of her overturned car.
You can see her. She's on top of the...
As rescuers lifted her to safety. She'd been there for 15 hours, stuck without a way to call 911.
That's crazy.
Of course, during that time that her vehicle overturned in the water, she lost phone and all other important items. Not to mention it was a bad cell coverage area to begin with.
Crews on scene say she was trying to drive across a flooded road at around 7:30 Monday night and likely underestimated the depth of the water. The rushing waters took her car from the road.
The water was significantly rapid when we arrived. I can only imagine that last night it was even flowing a little heavier.
She was able to swim out of her car and climb on top. Officials say a camper in the area found her the next morning and called for help.
You could tell from her condition that she was cold. Hands were
Aiken's
discolored.
comment
She'd
just
been
made
there
me laugh.
overnight.
Crews arrived and thought about using an aerial truck ladder, but it was safer by air, so they called a CHP helicopter to lift her to safety.
She was in good spirits, happy to be out of there.
First responders
Man.
saying she was lucky.
Extremely lucky.
Very lucky.
Had there been nobody at the campground, she could have been there for significantly longer.
Wow.
And the woman was taken to the hospital and is expected to be okay. It could have been a totally different outcome. Officials say they should not drive over water. If you can avoid it, just don't do it. I'm reporting
true.
live in Alameda County. Crystal Bailey, KTVU, Fox 2 News.
Ian says people need to start buying canal insurance. Is there such a thing? I think there's like flood insurance, right? I think there's flood insurance. I don't know. But you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask a guest that is popping on here. It's Tom from Midnight's Edge. Hello, Tom.
Happy birthday.
Thank you, Tom. How you doing, man?
Oh, I'm doing all right. How you doing?
I'm doing good. It's good to see you. Thank you for being here.
Well, I had to come in and say happy birthday. Even though I think your birthday's not until like Sunday or whatever, but yeah, happy birthday.
Yeah, it's on Sunday, but it's
This is your birthday stream though, yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to do the birthday stream just because I won't get to be on Sunday, so I was like, you know what? I'll just stream.
So you're like what, 22, 23 now, something like that?
Oh, Tom, speak more those numbers.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, you
In
don't look like
spirit.
Taylor Lorenz's age, that's for sure.
Oh my God. Wait, how old is she again? Like,
I don't know. The internet can't figure it out. Like, it's somewhere between 40 and 50. That's all anybody can figure out.
Wow. Yeah, because like the quartering calls were like 74. And I'm like, oh,
Yeah, the joke is, yeah.
She's
But
not
no,
74.
like seriously, Six and I both tried to figure it out, and the best we can get is somewhere between 40 and 50. Because she has said like conflicting things too, I guess, or something like that. But yeah.
Taylor's 73. Well, you know, I just appreciate it because people have been saying I look 21 all day. You know, I feel great. So it's fine. So thank you. Thank you, John.
Well, I've known you for a few years, so you had to be at least 21 when I met you. That's all I figure.
It is true. I'm turning 39.
No, you're not. No, you're not.
No. I'm turning 55. I'm turning 55.
No,
and
you're not.
I look great for 55, Tom.
Neither is true.
Fantastic.
I saw Kara in the chat. How much full of shit is she, Kara? Tell me the truth here.
Kara, you should have the link. I think I put it in Toxic Femme. Did I not?
You did. Yeah, that's how I got here.
Okay, there you go. I don't lie ever. So I don't know what you're talking about.
Fine.
Nick,
I learned early on not to argue with a lady.
See, that's a good lesson to learn. You've been alive long enough to learn that. At least that's a good.
Yeah, and if you piss them off, just throw chocolate and run.
Very true. See, all these good lessons coming from Tom. Everybody take notes. Nick Braun's here for $4.99. Says, "Feliz cumpleaños, Nina. Enjoy your day. Thank you so much. I will. I'm planning on going for dinner with the family, especially on Sunday. We're gonna do like this special like restaurant that does like fireworks and stuff like that, if the winds allow, because it's been crazy windy here. But thankfully, look at this. Thankfully, it's been nicer. 200-watt studio says for $2. Nina, you look great for 48. I know, don't I? Thank you. It's just this new regimen I've been using. It's like so good. You guys should get on it. It's called just drinking coffee and staying alive. TZ Burton over on Rumble says, Nina is like salty cracker. Change your age every stream. Hey, you know, that's a good idea. That's a good idea, TZ. Keep them guessing. That was like that. Anna was like that for the longest time. It was like nobody knew what age she was. We were all like, how old are you again? Nina has Persian youth. Wow. That's interesting. And then Phil says, they're vampires, I tell you. I've been called that. A few times. Tom, I know you showed up a little bit late, but did you happen to catch my first story that I covered about the Blockbuster box?
No, I didn't.
Some lady in California made like a little community box outside her house. It's called the Blockbuster. It's like a Blockbuster box where she like puts physical, DVDs and stuff like that, so people can go rent them out. It's really cute. I was like, this. It reminded me.
I've heard of things like that with like books and stuff.
Yeah, it's like the same thing. This was it. It's like the picture.
Oh yeah, exactly the same kind of thing. Awesome. That's so cool.
It was such a cool story. It totally made me think of you. So I'm glad you're here so I can share it with you. Sorry guys that it's being repeated for you guys in the chat, but I really wanted to show this to Tom.
Opening of our little free community Blockbuster.
I like that idea.
We have a little free pantry out in front of our house.
If you
and
have
this
like
is going to match
multiple
with it.
DVDs.
All up in Blockbuster colors.
You know, I could actually start
I
something
have
like
some
this for
subversive
yeah.
books in here as well.
You
I think we have a
should.
pretty good
Candy
library in our town, but
and
yeah.
popcorn for people who come on the first day. We'll see how long it lasts.
I just
for.
think it's
I'm not gonna
fun.
do this
It's
all the time.
it's like a fun idea. It like kind of teaches the kids what it used to be like, in Blockbuster and what we used to do.
Well, and the way these book ones work, I've seen is like you're supposed to bring a book to trade
Mhm.
with it. So like, yeah. So I think
Yeah.
that's a neat idea.
It is. Yes, she was saying like somebody brought like Kill Bill 1 and then rented Kill
Oh.
Bill 2.
Cool.
It was cool. Yeah, it's really cool. I like that. I like the idea. I want more people to do stuff like this. Be kind and rewind. Yeah, see, like Tom knows because he worked at Blockbuster like me, so he knows the
Well, I
stories.
worked at movie gallery, but yeah, same
Oh yeah,
difference.
did you? Oh, I
Yeah.
thought you were a Blockbuster person.
No,
like us.
I was movie gallery, and then they bought out Hollywood Video and all that stuff.
Look at
but yeah.
this. We're joined by another guest. It's Andre from Midnight's Edge. Hi, Andre.
Hey, Nina, and happy birthday.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm so glad you're here.
Oh, absolutely, of course. When we have the when I have the opportunity, not for too long, of course, but when you have a birthday stream, I'll obviously pop in.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm so happy you're here. We were just talking about the good old days of Blockbuster and how it was so much fun to
Yeah.
work.
I never had. We obviously didn't have Blockbuster in Norway, but we did have some pretty awesome VHS stores that probably were just the same as Blockbuster. So I do miss those good old days. I never worked there. I was just like the kid walking around the store,
You were the annoying
staring
kid.
at the VHS covers, like, wow, I can't wait to see.
Honestly,
that
I
movie.
had a love-hate relationship with stores like the movie gallery, which I worked for, and Blockbuster, which you did, Nina.
Mhm.
I actually preferred working for and going to the mom and pop stores.
Oh yeah, me too. I mean, I definitely
Because-
preferred going there more.
Not
than
just because of the
Blockbuster.
supporting of them, but the difference is Blockbusters and movie galleries were all about corporate shit.
Yes.
You could never
Definitely.
find like underground movies or
Mhm.
lesser known fare or the really good horror movies.
Yeah.
At
Yeah.
a Blockbuster. It's just not going to happen. So, but you'd find those really good mom and pop shops that had, all kinds of crazy stuff you'd never heard of before, or at least that you may have heard of, but your friends hadn't or whatever.
Yeah, the funny part was in Canada, we had another one that was like the Canadian version, and it was called Rogers. So we had Blockbuster and we had Rogers, and those were the two big, like giant video stores. And actually, in Rogers, that's how I found out about the Record of Lotus War. Like, so like the first time I went to, like I barely knew what Lord of the Rings was, and my husband was like, I feel like Lord of the Rings are probably like this, like Record of Lotus, where you should watch this. And I was like, okay, I'll rent it, from Rogers of all places. And that's how I got that. It's so weird because there would be like one or two videos like that, Tom, where like it would come in, and that was the funnest part about working at Blockbuster was like on the Wednesdays we would get all the early movies. So you would get like the couple that are like the new hidden weird releases, like the from overseas or whatever it was, or like new animes or whatever. But it would be just like one or two copies versus like hundreds of copies you would get of like the A titles or whatever. Those were interesting times. But I think also Tom's talking about the prawn sections at the other stores.
Not necessarily, but yes, that was a big difference too, right? Like,
Yeah.
because even I know Blockbuster was a no-no. Like they would not allow
Nope.
any type whatsoever. Now, movie gallery, they allowed what you would call the spicier stuff, but it wasn't full on porn, right? You were
Mhm.
allowed like the HBO videos and the Penthouse and all that kind of, and the Playboy videos and
Mhm.
once in a while and stuff like that, but there was never full on porn, right?
Mhm.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, we had those, but no, like, and then I was never really into that so much as I just liked like even movies like just smaller stuff, even stuff once in a while until later when Godzilla got more popular. Like it was tough to even find like Godzilla movies or good
Mhm.
Bruce Lee movies, aside from like Enter the Dragon at Blockbuster or Movie Gallery. You can find, like I
Yeah.
said, the more mainstream stuff, but you're never gonna find
The
stuff
single
like
titles.
or
Yeah.
Brain Dead or you
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
some of these other more obscure things, or I spit on your grave, or anything like that.
Yeah, I definitely know what you're talking about. 201 Studios for $2 says Nina is our baklavayan queen. Thank you. Our beauty. I love baklava. So thank you. 201 Studios also says for $2, my ex's nickname was the community box. Wow.
Ouch.
Yikes. Taylor Swift is overrated and probably has gas too for
Oh, jeez.
$1.99. Thank you. My goodness. Says Nina, I would like to think of you as a little sister. Oh, that's so sweet.
Little sister, don't you?
Oh, little sister. I like
Now,
that.
I mean, I remember I've told this before, so I gotta ask you guys. Like when I was growing up, I didn't even understand the concept of renting movies until like a couple years into the game, because my dad worked for a gas station company where they would get all the videos in, and then they would distribute them out to all the gas stations. So all the guys that worked for the main company would be allowed to take like a stack of the new movies home before they come out. So like a week before they would come out, my dad would come home literally with like a stack of movies every week, and they're still in the cover, plastic and everything. So the first time I ever went to an actual rental store and got handed a plastic case with a movie in it, I was like, what the hell is this?
Wow.
Like, so like I didn't have that concept, but the first time I ever remember saving up my own money or having my own money and renting a movie on my own was Jaws. So I was curious if what your guys' first memory of renting the first time was your own money where you got to pick it and it was your rental. Like, do you remember it or no?
I
Hmm.
do.
Go
I
ahead,
figured
Hunter,
Andre
please.
might.
Yeah. No, because like my first concept of like video rentals was actually renting children's cartoons, because growing up in Norway in the 80s, this was before we had all the kind of stuff that we have now. In Norway in the 80s, you had one TV channel, the state channel. And so forth. Hold that thought. Very glad you brought that up right there. We can bring that one up again, because we're going to have something in common here. So if I wanted something other than pure communist entertainment, and this was before we got Masters of the Universe and G.I. Joe and Transformers beamed over by way of satellite from the UK. If I wanted to see something before then, it had to be rented in the local VHS store. And there was like this massive VHS rental store where we lived at the time in Sandnes. I do believe that store right now has a YouTube channel or the descendants of it or something like that, because they upload these amazing VHS rips, and ain't no way that they can get a hold of those without having been part of owning this VHS store, basically.
That's cool.
Yeah. So anyway, so the ones that I remember renting there, or at least that I pointed, I said I want that one. It's like one like a Disney cavalcade of like all Disney shorts, similar one of like Woody Woodpecker. But the ones that I got really engaged in, the first one was Around the World with Willy Fogg, which was released over like, I don't know, 5, 6, 7, 8 volumes or something like that, because it's like more than 20 episodes. And they put like 3 episodes. This was actually dubbed into Norwegian per tape. So
I've never even heard of this.
So you had to rent several of them. Oh yeah. Go check out the video we put out last weekend, Around the World in 80 Days Post-Mortem. You'll get the kick out of that one. And then I actually do talk about that particular version. That's the one. It's amazing. You'd be it's actually on for free on YouTube. If you look for that on YouTube, Around the World with Willy Fogg, the English dubbed version is for free on YouTube, the whole series. It is incredible.
I'd want to watch that. That's great.
It is the single most faithful adaptation of Around the World in 80 Days ever made, because it adapts every single plot of the book, both large and small, and it adds to that to fill up the 10-hour running time. So it's pretty amazing. So that was the first thing where I remember I was like, I really, really got into it. It was that, and then it was the one that was released as D'Artagnan afterwards. That was the similar thing with the Three Musketeers. Now, these are Spanish productions. So they're written by Spanish, they're made for Spanish TV, and they're animated in Japan. So they're released there too, but primarily these are actually Spanish animations. Now, the one that I remember that I rented myself, because my parents were going away for the weekend, so I rented a movie. I had my pizza grandiosa, which is the Norwegian people's pizza. It's inedible to anyone else. My cola had my pizza, and I rented a movie that I happened to have seen in the rental store a couple of weeks. This was in 1993, I think, and that's the first time I saw this movie. I had no idea that movie existed, so I barely passed out when I saw it. And I was so excited to rent it and see it. Masters of the Universe from 1987, the Dolph Lundgren movie. I was so disappointed.
Oh no, really?
I expected the Filmation series come to life, and it obviously wasn't that.
Right, it wasn't that at all.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's so funny. Of course it was, though. Of course it was.
Yeah.
Because I remember, like, when I came, because I've told the story before, when I came to Canada from Iran, like, we used to have like
When was that? How old were you then?
I was 10, so it was like 1995. And in Iran, we didn't have like movie stores or anything because Hollywood movies were banned. So we used to have like the guy that would come to your house with a suitcase full of like, bootleg VHS tapes that they would record, and we would pick it. So I had like the biggest collection of Disney, and I was obsessed with Disney movies. So when I came to Canada, like obviously the first thing I did was go to the video store and rent like any Disney movie I'd never seen. And one of them was, I remember the first one was Peter Pan. Like I had never seen it, and it was just like, brand new, and it looked beautiful because everything was pre-recorded. Like the way I used to watch it was like re-record of a re-record. So it was like a beautiful, crisp movie. But later on, like when I got my own money, like through like my allowance or whatever, I ended up renting, and it wasn't from Blockbuster. It was from one of the smaller video stores, Tom, that had like the off thing that you were talking about. And I rented 3 times 3 Eyes, which was an anime. And back then, all I ever watched was like, Sailor Moon, like this stuff. And I was like, obsessed with stuff like that. So I was like, ooh, this anime looks, kind of different. Like, let me try this out. And it was like one of the most insanely violent animes. And I remember the guy didn't want to rent it to me at first. Like, he was like, I think you're like way too young for this. So I like went home and I got my mom to come down there and like rent it, like let them rent it for me. Cause he was like, you're going to have your mom come and rent this for you. And she was like, are you sure you want this? And I was like, yes, I do. And she was like, okay. Well, I did end up having like nightmares and stuff for a bit, but it was and this is the anime.
You know what? It was the stuff that scared me as a kid though that got me the most interested in what I am now, right? Like
Mhm.
I was 4 when I saw Gremlins, scared the ever-loving shit out of me. But it was that movie that got my mom, because she's like, well, I can't get this kid to sleep, so what do? Took me to the library one day and she's like, well, do you have any books about the making of Gremlins? Well, they didn't, right? Because the movie was brand new and they didn't have nothing like that. But what they did have was a couple of books like this. And it's really weird because somebody sent me this book out of nowhere. I'd never told this story before I got the book in the mail. But this was the book that she found me at the library. I think the other one was like the making of King Kong or something like that. And yeah, so it was like reading those made me realize, oh, these are movies. They're not real. And she explained to me, yeah, like the Gremlins are like puppets. They're like Muppets, and I'm like, oh, the Muppets aren't real too. So
Yeah.
it was kind of like one of those moments for me to kind of and it's that moment that was kind of like the first one of the steps that got me to where I am today, kind of thing. It's weird to think of it that way, but it is like the first or second rung of that ladder. I mean, the first would probably be when I was probably like a year or two before that, the first time I saw Superman on TV, and I'm like, oh my God, my toy is alive and he's real and he's on TV. And I had the same reaction to He-Man the first time my dad sat me down. He goes, sit down. I said, why? He goes, watch this. He turns the TV on and I Love Lucy's on. I'm like, I don't want to watch Lucy. He's like, no, just wait. Lucy's almost over. And all of a sudden I hear, He-Man. and the masters of the universe for the first time in my life. And I lost my little fucking mind.
Oh, you must
Because like
have.
here comes He-Man walking out for the first time in full animation, and I'm like, it's He-Man,
Whoa.
it's my toy, you know. So like I was
Yeah.
like 3-4 years old or whatever. I'm just like freaking the fuck out. So to me, that
Wow.
just blew my mind as a kid. Same thing with Superman. And then, like I said, though, like Gremlins, I got interested in E.T. and I loved all those kind of things as a kid. Star Wars, of course, was another one that was big at that time. You know, and all
Yeah.
those things. Ghostbusters was another. I mean, I remember the first night I saw Ghostbusters, I strapped my parents' fucking vacuum to my back and went out in my snowsuit and started knocking on my neighbors' doors going, got any ghosts that need any busting? You know, like it's not no little
Oh my
kid.
God, that's adorable, Tom. That's
So yeah, it was just
amazing.
this thing that started real young for me. And then, like I said, by the time I, was old enough to have my own money and realize what I wanted to see Jaws because I knew everybody
Mm.
talked about it. It was a movie I never got to
shark.
see, but it was the movie that everybody talked about. So like, yeah. So it was
So
just one of
that's
those
the one
things.
you went for. It's so funny because like all of this stuff, like kind of, and we're all from, I think, similar generation or like a little bit, just, a little bit
You're a
here
little-
in
you're
and
a little
out.
younger,
Yeah.
Close enough, yeah.
Close enough. But we experienced that fact. Like we experienced that community of going to like being sure to be at like there, to rent the new movie that's out because it's gonna go out and you can't rent it anymore. Like we experienced that thing of like wandering around the store and picking and figuring out which one we want to rent next and like all this stuff. And I feel like this new generation is kind of robbed of that feeling. And that's why I really like this story about the Blockbuster community box, because it was just a really cool notion of bringing back some of the things that, because not everything about the past is bad, like yes, there's a lot of good stuff in and now and present times, but it's also like some of the stuff that we're losing touch with, and we should, as older people, bring back for the younger generation. So I highly recommend if you guys are out there to do stuff like this. Go ahead, Tom.
Nina, I'm glad you brought that up because that is one of the biggest problems I have with streaming, right?
Mhm.
Past any of the, whether or not something's there I want to find or the quality of it or what have you, that aside, when I was young, that was kind of the thing. It's like, you got 15 minutes, get in there, get your ass out, pick what you want. Like,
yep.
You didn't have time to meander for 6 hours. And I find myself, if I actually do have time to watch something, meandering longer to try and figure out what I want to watch. And then realizing, well, shit, I might as well just go to bed because I just wasted just as long as I could have watched a movie in trying to figure out what I want to watch. And the problem is there's just too much at your fingertips, right? Unlike a video store, you can't just grab the movies and go. You have to figure out what you're going. So you went in with a game plan usually, especially if you had siblings or a friend, right? It was like you had negotiated this stuff ahead of time. It's like, okay, I'm getting Ghostbusters 1, you're getting Ghostbusters 2. So we can watch both of them this week. Like,
and you'd have alternatives too. What if it's rented out?
If
Okay, this is too.
Exactly. Yeah. Then we're getting Little Shop of Horrors and something else or whatever. But yeah, exactly. You know what I'm getting at. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's like the thing, because we are all born inside a very limited time frame of like 5-10 years that makes us ex-millennials. And this is the only generation that had an all analog childhood, a transitional youth, and an all digital adulthood.
Yep.
Yeah.
No
We
one
were the
else
last
really has that unique combination.
We're also the last generation to grow up with any kind of videotape type of thing in the household, right? And that's why I call us the video generation. And that's why when like things like Ghostbusters or Roadhouse, which most recently got a trailer for the new one that I've been warning people about, gets remade, and people are like, well, why are people so hard on those? It's like, look, the difference was back in the day when they would remake some movies, most people hadn't seen those movies since the original came out or ever. So to them, it was like a new movie, or they just hadn't seen it in so long. It was kind of refreshing to see that story again. We know Ghostbusters by heart. We know Roadhouse by heart. We know Conan by heart, for instance, for like Andre's case. So when you try to remake those things, or RoboCop is another great example. Yeah. When you try to remake those things, they're going to take that personally. It's become different than just kind of retelling a story. It's now you're taking a piece of something that is, a part of our childhood, but something we grew up with and it was there all the time, like music. People have, if you notice, somebody that may not have a problem with remakes of movies will have a different reaction to music. It's like, see, that's the thing, is because you have that music all the time. right? You're used to that version. So when somebody does a cover song, unless they knock it out of the park, everybody's, against it. So it's kind of a weird balance. And we used to have great remakes, but those great remakes also were in an era, like I said, when people hadn't seen the original Thing or the original Fly or the original King Kong or the original, whatever, insert your
Anything.
remake here in the
Yeah.
80s, Scarface, whatever, or they never seen it or hadn't seen it since it first came out. So yeah.
Andre, I know you have to go, so thank you so much for stopping
Unfortunately, I
by.
would have loved to stay and to keep celebrating your birthday, but regrettably, I have other plans. I would have stayed, but I just want to say
All good.
happy birthday. So
Yes,
glad I
happy
was able to
birthday.
pop in, if nothing else. Like, love you, love what you do on your own channel, especially what you do on Toxic Femininity. So glad to have you as part of the Midnight Edge community.
Oh my God, I love Midnight's Edge and I love Toxic Femme, and I think we built something really, really good
Yes.
together. And
And you've
I'm
been so
looking forward
instrumental
to.
on that. I mean, it's never been better than it is
Yeah,
now.
you and the ladies are
with you
kicking
on the helm
ass.
there. Yeah.
I absolutely love Toxic Femme and Midnight's Edge. And of course, everybody go and subscribe to Midnight's Edge and Midnight's Edge After Dark. And yeah, find me there on Mondays because I hang out with both these guys quite often. So yes,
Send me
definitely.
that story though in the background when you're done with this. I'd appreciate that. The Blockbuster one.
The Blockbuster one, absolutely,
Yeah.
of course I will, for sure. I'll
share
DM
that
it to
out.
you. Yeah,
Awesome.
I will. Have a good day, guys.
Take care.
Thank you,
Thank you so much.
by.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday again, and have a
Thank
great rest of
you.
the stream.
Thank you. Oh my gosh, that was awesome. Yay, Midnight's Edge. You guys, that's so cool. Stopping by to say happy birthday means a lot to me. And then Guy Remecton was saying Star Wars was his first movie. Kev L said if you can't get her a present, give her a like. It's her birthday. Thank you. That's a great birthday present. Hit the like button, you guys. That's awesome. And Kara, who's also a Toxic Femme, says first time I watched Pan's Labyrinth was because my cousin mistakenly put it in the kids section. Oh no, I remember those mix-ups. That was like one of our most like jobs, like the things that we had to do, like when you do returns at Blockbuster, was to make sure that you put things in the right section, obviously like the right movies behind the right cover, but also to keep an eye out for things that have been placed wrongly in the kids section, because customers walk around and just put stuff in the kids section, and you had to like make sure that they were kids movies. I mean, we had a few angry customers, I tell you, come and tell us things like that. But man, that is scarring. That is scarring, Kara. Thank you so much for the $20 Dave ticket. Thank you, Dave. For the 20, I'm sorry if I butchered your name. Happy birthday, Nina. Have a wonderful weekend. Thank you so very, very much. That is very generous of you. Thank you so much. Biggest responsibility. Yes, it was. It was a very big responsibility. And it was just, it was definitely, it was a lot of good times in Blockbuster, man. I'm feeling super nostalgic. Ian so forth says, I worked in a bookstore that used to be a lot, 50 Shades in the kids section. Oh my God. Can you imagine? Mind you, I could tell you stories about books, Ian, because I could tell you this, okay? Like sometimes I really think that books also need a rating. Because first of all, I tried to get a job at the library for the longest time because I wanted to do exactly what I was doing in Blockbuster, but with books. But I never could get a job in the library for some reason. These the people there would never hire me. I guess I was just too young. But the books, I could tell you, man, the books have scarred me way more than movies have. Like some books, like for example, I read Stephen King's Gerald's Game when I was really like way too young. Like I should never have read that book. And I feel like the library should have been like, you are not allowed to rent this book. You are way too young, but they never did. They never said anything like that. And I rented it and I was too young. Speaking of too young and alive and amazing, here's the Script Doctor. Hi, Script.
Hey, happy birthday! But I'm older than you.
Thank you. Oh, are you?
Yes, I
We're
am.
both young and alive. I don't know what you're talking about.
That is true. We both look better than our actual ages would belie. Is that the right
Absolutely.
term?
Absolutely. Yes. 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 But yeah, like, have you ever been scarred by a book when you were young? Like, were you like, oh my God, I should not have read that?
Um, I think there was a John Grisham book that sucked. I think would be scarring me, perhaps. Uh, Offhand, that's a good question. I don't really know. There's a lot of books I really liked growing up. It was more like the derivatives that were kind of lame. Like again, John Grisham does almost the same story every novel.
Yeah, I was saying mine was like Gerald's Game from Stephen King. And I was like way
Oh,
too young. Like, I should not have read that book. Like, that
how
was
old were
not
you when you
something.
read that?
Like 12, like 12 or
Ooh,
13.
yeah,
And
okay,
it
that
was
might be.
way too young. I was like, no, no, no. Like, I
Yeah.
got scarred. I was like, no, 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 no. Like, this cannot be. Like, but that's why I was like, sometimes I feel like library books like should have had like a rated M for mature like on it. So like the librarians would be like, I think you're a bit too young for this
Well,
book.
they did sort them in sections like children, young adult, adult, mature. I remember the sections. I don't remember the rating actually on the books themselves
No, it
firsthand.
was in sections, but it was always like alphabetical, and I was like, I'm not getting a kids book or like young adult. Like, ugh, who cares? Like
Oh,
all the
that's
fun stuff was in like the real sections. Like, I was like, I'm not getting a freaking young adult book.
Yeah, well, that must be a BC library thing because we still use the Dewey Decimal System, and that would
Do
tell
you
you.
still?
As far as I know, it's still being used. Again, since the pandemic, I haven't actually had a chance to step into a physical library in a while, which annoys me because when I make the
Mm.
commute to downtown Toronto, they have a massive like 4-story library off of Yonge and Bloor around that area. And it's a beautiful place. And they got tons of stuff there, not just for books, but you can also do like 3D printing and you can take classes and stuff. It's really
Ooh,
cool. It's a really cool
that's
place.
cool.
Or at least it was until the pandemic. Again, next time I have an opportunity to go down into the city, I want to go visit it, see what's changed and how it functions. But yeah, as far as I know, they still have the Dewey Decimal System on the spines of all those books, and that's how they're classified and sorted. And they
I
are.
haven't been to the library in a minute. I admit it's been because I'm in Mexico, so it like would be different for me anyways. And I haven't been to like a Canadian library for a minute either, so I don't know what's going on over there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Reading Lovecraft at 12 can be scarring. Yeah, see, this is what I'm talking about. There's a certain books that you're like just no for
Yeah,
the
I think
moment.
we had kind of like I remember in high school, you had to at least be in the 10th grade before they would let you read a Stephen King horror novel, like within the
Mm.
curriculum. Like outside that, you could do whatever the heck you want. You could go to the library and get it in the 9th grade or what have you. They had it all there, but they'd
Mhm.
really encourage you for that because a lot of the work studies that you had to use for that required certain knowledge and certain level of maturity that you don't really have once you just walk into the doors on like your grade 9 year or your freshman year.
Mhm.
But yeah.
Well, this has been a very interesting conversation. But let's move forward with a little bit of good news.
Great.
This was really cool. I really like the story because you know how much I love good humans. You guys all know how much I love good humans. And I happen to I come across this updated to an update to the story because you know how sometimes you find a story and you're like, "Oh, here's an update to the story." And I'm like, well, what was the original story? So I went and found the original story. So we're gonna watch the original, then we're gonna watch the update, which is really sweet. And it's all about good humans and kindness. And it's this story right here. It says Amazon driver delivers packages and acts of kindness. And here's that story. If it plays. That'd be great.
When the snow starts to fall, the shovels, the snow blowers, the plows, they come out. While clearing the snow can feel like a chore, for some it can be a little more work, right? That's why one local man is grateful. He received some help from a complete stranger. News 5's Nadine Albasada in Menor tonight with a heartwarming story.
On a day like this one, many will find themselves shoveling and shoveling the afternoon away. Don Wheeler faithfully does his part.
There's always a challenge when you got a life in a wheelchair full
I like his
time.
hat.
And I always love a
Why
challenge.
is he outside when they're doing this?
And take me
That's a good question because it's like freezing. Like, shouldn't they be like inside the house? I guess they wanted to like just really reaffirm that this ramp is very snowy. I
Sure,
think.
but like, I mean, he's not really layered up. He's outside. It's America. They don't like snow or are used to it as much as a lot of us are.
That's
I mean,
true.
he's a tough guy for doing that.
He is. You're right.
Even sometimes it's taken me 2 days to shovel.
Do you shovel it yourself?
Sometimes I have to.
And if you don't, do you try and call a company?
Well, the problem is when you're on disability, you can't afford to pay somebody 5 times a week.
This is the cold reality for someone on a fixed income living in the snow belt. But this week brought an unexpected delivery.
I got a message saying my package was the next delivery, and I was getting ready to come out to shovel, and I was like, well, maybe I'll meet the guy outside.
That Amazon driver not only delivered a package, but also an act of kindness.
I realized I started
How many
hearing
takes did they have
noises
to
of
do for
somebody
that?
shoveling. I was like, is somebody shoveling my ramp? And I looked out the window, and this was the Amazon driver.
Mr. Wheeler went outside to say thank you, but the Amazon driver simply smiled and kept on going.
He didn't give me a name. He didn't give me, hey, post me on this so I can get the likes. It was purely from the heart.
Do you see that often?
No. There's many a times when I'm out here for those hours, plow trucks will drive by, people will walk by with snow blowers, neighbors will watch me, but nobody will walk up and help.
The surprise delivery of a simple act of humanity was something Wheeler didn't even know he needed and can't stop thinking about.
My heart wants to cry in joy.
Yeah.
It does. It meant an awful lot. See, I'm getting emotional about it.
He wants to meet the driver again, no matter how long it may take.
The world is changing, and it's changing fast. So little deeds like this need to be brought forward to bring humanity back to normalcy.
So
God
true.
bless the kid, the gentleman, for doing it out of the kindness of his heart.
Reporting in Menor,
Oh,
Idina
man.
Busada, News 5.
Good humans.
The power of kindness is really something that you just can't measure. Now, we did reach out to Amazon, and they said they were trying to find that driver so they can make sure to recognize him. But they also learned that it wasn't just his ramp that he shoveled. It was something that driver was doing all around the neighborhood. I mean, we're driving
That's
around
so
Menor.
cool.
I am going to show you the roads because we do still got to talk about the conditions. As you can see, they're plowing, still treacherous, still take it slow, but even on a cold day like today, it's a story that just makes you warm and fuzzy inside. Rob, I know you're smiling in this.
That's true. It did make me warm and fuzzy inside.
That was
Is it
sweet.
cold over there? Wasn't that sweet? Well, there's been an update to the story. That's what I found at first.
Did the guy
And-
not really work for Amazon? He just stole the van and said, I'm going to do some good deeds in case I get caught.
My goodness, how pessimistic of you. No, he's definitely working for Amazon and he's a
Yay.
really good human. They found him and they gave him the recognition that he didn't even ask for. And that's the story here. This is the update.
That's awesome.
I think that this would get this popular.
Last week, we introduced you to our friend Don Wheeler, who's in a wheelchair and has a ramp in front of his house. He was caught by surprise when an Amazon delivery driver, while bringing his package,
Quick point. This chick was like, I'm not filming this one outside, guys. Okay.
It's too cold.
Too dang cold. The first part, we had to do it outside, but in this part, I'm sitting in the car. I'm not going outside again.
Might
Just
also be
FYI.
too windy for the proper audio pickup too. There's also that to consider.
They they make them meet outside. It's pretty funny. Okay, hold on.
house. He was caught by surprise when an Amazon delivery driver, while bringing his package, decided to shovel the ramp for him.
God bless the gentleman for doing it out of the kindness of his heart.
He said he just wanted to meet that driver so he could thank them and ask why they did it. Well, take a look.
How you doing, sir?
Doing all right. How about yourself, sir?
We learned that driver
Aw.
was Jaquan Fletcher. And it wasn't just Don's house that he shoveled, but there were multiple in the neighborhood.
Well, there's a shovel here, so I said I might as well just shovel it for him really quick.
We asked him why. What made him decide to do that? He says He loves bringing joy to people, whether it's with a simple act of service or just a smile.
I'm just looking out for another human being.
I greatly appreciate it.
I'm just looking out for another human being. That's what it's all about. I love good humans, and I love good humans like Michelle, who's here as well. Hi, Michelle.
Hello, well, happy birthday.
Thank you so much. How are you?
I'm doing good. How about you?
I'm doing fantastic. It's been a good stream, and now you're here, and it's even better. Andre and Tom just left, and we were talking about Toxic Femme and how amazing Toxic Femme has become, and that's a big part thanks to you as well. So thank you for
Aw.
being part of that, and streaming with me, and we've been having a lot of fun getting to know each other. So I'm really glad that you're here, Michelle with 2 L's.
Yes,
Not to be
definitely.
mistaken for her sister Natalie, who I used to mistake them all the time because well, sometimes things don't work right in my brain, Elmo, because I'm
It
getting
happens.
older. Full of
Happens.
Biden.
Don't go full Biden.
Someone's been drinking the Mexican water too long.
Oh my God. Hell no. I would never drink the Mexican water. Not filtered. Like, my God, I don't want to die. I'm trying to live. Mm. But yeah, that was a good story. I like good human stories. They make me happy. That guy gives me hope that there's still good people out there doing good things, even when they're, there's no clicks involved. That guy wasn't doing it for YouTube. He was just doing what he thought he should.
Yeah.
Which is good. We need more people like that. And then this is the next story here. Talk about rescue stories, because we were talking about rescue stories before you came on, and I forgot that this was a big one here. This is another rescue story. This was one of the biggest rescue stories, and I don't know, I feel like this should be even bigger news, but here it is. It says Killington Ski Resort skiers and riders broke policy by going past boundary. Okay, this used to have another title, which was like over 20 people have been rescued. And this is the story.
Who would want to go skiing at a place called Killington?
I don't know. That is a good question. I was like, why would anyone
of a-
go skiing in a place like this?
Little
But
red
hey,
flaggy, wouldn't you say?
I would go to a place called Whistler. It's much, nicer and
Whistler.
kinder place than Killington.
Blue Mountain, Black Diamond.
Okay, here it is.
Solemn
busy
Hills.
weekend for first responders at Killington Ski Resort. What began as an off-trail rescue mission for 7 people ended in the rescue of nearly 24 skiers and boarders. ABC 22's Isabel Shoneman has more tonight from Killington.
My goodness.
It was the
Killington.
biggest rescue operation police in Killington have seen in a long time. The police chief tells me the cold mixed with the amount of people made for a tough rescue. But in the end, I'm told it was a successful operation. 23 skiers and riders rescued by Killington squads.
This happens a lot. Not that many, at one time.
Saturday afternoon, just hours before Killington Ski Resort's last lift for the day, the Killington Police Department got a call about 7 to 9 lost skiers and snowboarders in the backcountry. The
My
situation
God.
turned out to be much worse.
It evolved to up to 21 lost skiers.
A Killington Resort spokesperson tells me the groups went under
called
a
the
rope
Killington
and out of
region.
Killington
Oh my
mountain
gosh.
boundaries.
The name. Who did
With the
this?
frigid temperatures and tough terrain, Killington police called in multiple agencies. A dozen searchers from Rescue Inc., Killington Search and Rescue, and Resort Ski Patrol
Killington
trudged
Search
So
miles
ironic.
into the woods.
Gets me every
21
time.
skiers and snowboarders were successfully
wrong with
rescued
Vermont?
without any injuries. But the night was not over.
As the teams were getting ready to leave, the call came in for additional 2 people that called 911 from the backcountry.
6 rescuers went back in and got the last 2 out around 7:30. It was one of the largest operations Chief Whit Montgomery has seen.
People ski in the backside a lot, so this is really nothing new. They did the right thing. They called 911. mistakes happen. That's why there's teams
That's
are out
true. They
there to
did
help
do
with
the right
this.
thing.
The resort spokesperson said in a statement, quote, "Safety of our staff and guests is our #1 priority at Killington. The skier responsibility code is posted around the resort and states that all skiers and riders must keep off closed trails and out of closed areas."
I mean, that would
Rescue
make
teams
sense.
remind people to dress well for the cold conditions,
Just in
stay
case you
on
get lost
designated
in
trails,
Killington.
and be familiar with any backcountry area if that's where you choose to ski and ride. In Killington, Isabel Shoneman, ABC 22 News.
The craziest part was that there was 2 more people that went missing, and then they rescued them after they rescued like the 12 people.
Yeah.
This was just interesting to me because like even though we're making fun of the ski resort's name, a lot of people came together to rescue all of these people, and all those people and volunteers and everyone that works there, I mean, did a great job to rescue these people. They should definitely get a new PR management though and
They
change the
need to
name.
vote on a new name, but they might keep it because maybe they'll think murderers will never try to hide here. It's too obvious. And that's what makes it safe.
Aiken for 2.99 said send out the Killington
The
squads.
Killington.
Oh my god.
But props to that community for doing a very dangerous act and helping all those people. That's fantastic.
Exactly. Patrick T says Killington rescues are optional. Like wow.
Oh, it shouldn't be rescues aren't optional.
Yeah, it should
Because
be
then that gives you a
aren't.
double entendre. It's like, oh, they rescue people? No, they don't. That's how we got the
No.
name Killington.
Or do they? Yeah.
Or do they? Yeah.
Now, this next story, like speaking of names, I actually laughed at this next story because even though it's really sweet, I was like, there's no way this guy's name is this. Like, this is just so funny. It's like one of those, like, a Liberian named Bookman or something like that. So this is that story. It says police officers deliver free firewood to elderly citizen without heat. And it says this is from Tennessee. What is this? Gallatin?
Gallatin, yep.
Gallatin,
Yeah,
Tennessee. The
Gallatin.
Gallatin Police Department went beyond their official duties to assist a 72-year-old resident during last week's freezing temperatures in Tennessee. And there they are. It looks cold. And there they are carrying wood. The story began when the GPD received a distress call from a resident whose heating system had failed. Sergeant Woodard. The guy's name is Woodard. And now is determined to help mobilize a team of officers to reach out to the Wayne Council and a firewood supplier in the community. Despite the usual cost of firewood, Counts selflessly donated it to the cause. The officers delivered the firewood to the residents' home, ensuring they should stay warm through the cold spell, which they did. Look at all the donated wood. And Officer Woodard was on the case. However, the kindness didn't stop there. Chris Alexander, owner of Alexander Mechanical, a local HVAC repair and construction company, caught wind of the story on Facebook and offered his assistance. Alexander quickly diagnosed the issue, purchasing a new breaker and installed it, restoring the heat to the woman's home. Thank God for that. And then this story highlights not only the dedication of the local police department, but also the strong sense of community in Gallatin. A simple act of kindness has the power to change a life. It really, really does. I believe in them very much so. Patrick T for 2 says, happy birthday, Nina. Give Godfather a chance. The winky face.
Have you not seen it?
How dare you? No, I have seen it. But Patrick T slandered me on Flashcast and was like, Nina and Anna hate The Godfather. And Anna does. Anna, that Star Wars girl, hates The Godfather, but I don't. I'm a big fan of The Godfather and the entire genre as a whole. And I was like, how dare you, Patrick T, for slandering me and saying that I don't like that movie when I do. And now he's going around saying this. Give Godfather a chance, BS. Damn it, Patrick T. I deserve an apology for your slander. I think we got this one. Yeah, thank you.
Yep.
Thank you, Aiken. Can you guys remember of any like acts of kindness that like has affected you in your life that you're like, I could still remember that, like that act of kindness that somebody did to me, like for me, like a stranger or someone in your life?
No, No one's ever been kind to me in public.
Wow, really?
Really.
And you're Canadian.
Yeah, I haven't really
Um,
been in situations where that's needed for myself, but I've been always happy to help other people when I come across them.
Oh, you're a good human. Okay, what about you, Michelle?
yeah, I can think of one. There's a local businessman who, let's say, for my work, I go to his business a lot. Basically, I buy stuff from him a lot for our work. And we know each other just through that. But I mean, it's been over the course of several years at this point. But, anyways, I was looking to get a new car. And the specific car I was wanting, they had been jacking prices up off the sticker for the last couple of years. And I was like, heck no, I'm never doing that. Don't ever buy a car more than
Mhm.
sticker, people.
Mhm.
But anyways, long story short, I called him because I knew he had the specific car I wanted. I was like, "Do you have it like a good in with a dealer? I just want to make sure they give me a good deal on my car and they don't try to like screw me one way or the other." But long story short, this guy who I've known through just work, he was like, "Yeah," he was like, "I'll take you up there." And he owns a bake shop, and like he had me like I picked him up. Long story short, he spent 4 hours of his time to take me to this dealer because he knows the owner and to make sure they like took care of me and gave me a good deal. And he even brought them donuts from his bake shop and didn't charge me for them, just gave them to him just to sweeten up the
That
the
is
deal.
so sweet. I
It
love
well, and
that.
especially when, again, like, we've known each other, but not like we're besties or anything, and just the fact that
Mhm.
someone would take 4 hours out of their Friday to go
Mhm.
help me. Like, it's one of
Mhm.
those things I won't ever forget, really.
Yeah. Oh my God. I totally understand that because it is something that you like never forget. I mean, there's been times where I've shared the story before, but like even the most basic stuff that's helped me is like when I've been, just really broke, like driving because I was so broke I could barely afford my rent and like all the stuff in Canada, and I would go to Timmy Ho's, like Tim Hortons, and I was like barely had enough money to pay for like my coffee, and I was like, literally like counting the change, trying to find change in my car, just to pay for the coffee or whatever. And then the car in front of me, like you get to the window and they're like, the person in front of you paid for you, and I'm just like, like it just, starts making like your entire day changes. You're like, oh my God, it's gonna be a good day today. And so I always tell people like if you're ever in a position to do that, like do that for someone because you never know how much it could change their like entire day or just the most basic thing like that.
Absolutely, and I would address people are saying, "Well, you girls are cute." In this case, like, trust me, like, this guy, that's not the case. He's old enough to be my father. He's married, like a
Oh,
good guy. Never ever gives you those vibes in any way. Like, it genuinely came from a good place.
yeah, like he's not creepy like
No, not
that.
at all.
He's the type of
Uh,
guy who's like, "This woman could get taken advantage of, and I'm not gonna stand by and let that happen."
that's a
Well,
good human.
yes, and I don't, just because I called him specifically asking, like, just telling him I don't want if they try to take advantage of me, I'm out because, like, I'm not some idiot when I come into a car dealer, but I just want someone who maybe already had an in with the dealer, and yeah, so it was just it was from a good place. It was really kind.
Oh, I love that story. See, that stuff warms my heart. And you know what else warms my heart? Mr. Tickle Trunk over on Rumble saying happy birthday and stuff for 20 bucks. Thanks, man. Thank you. Speaking of Canadians being awesome, um, I remember this other story this is like, I know this might sound a little narcissistic, but I remember like I did a good deed once for someone because it was just like really weird. Like it was a weird situation. I remember I'll never forget this because I was um on the beach in West Vancouver. I forget what the beach is called. Darren, help me out. The main West Van beach.
I'm
Um
not a Vancouver no
I
person.
know Darren
Never
in
been
the
there.
chat will know what I'm talking about. It's where like Michael Jordan used to go to play basketball too.
Was it Starman Beach or
No, 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 no.
Ambleside?
Ambleside, yes.
Ambleside, okay.
Yes, Ambleside. We're walking out Ambleside and it was like a really nice day and all of a sudden I see this woman and she's just bawling her eyes out, like just bawling on this bench. And I was like, it's such a beautiful day. Like, why is this woman crying? Like, I feel so bad for her. And so like I just went up to her and like, my husband was with me and he was like, just leave her alone. Like just leave her be. And I was like, I can't just sit there and look at somebody cry like that. Like, and there's all these people like just walking by passing her. Like, nobody cared. Like people were on their bikes or running or whatever. Nobody was like giving her a second glance. And I was like, no, I can't do this. So I like went up to her and I was like, are you okay? And she like was like, she's like, no. And I was like, I'm like, it's okay. Like, I'm like, do you mind if I sit here with you? And she's like, no, it's okay. And then she's like crying. And I was like, it's okay. Like, we all sometimes need to cry it out. Just let it out, And I just sat with her for a few minutes and I just like kind of like rubbed her back. And like, I was just like, it's okay. You're going to be okay. Like, don't worry. And then she's like, I was sitting here crying for like 15 minutes and nobody cares. And nobody cares about me. And she was like, all like, just really upset. And she's like, I can't believe you like stopped by. And and then like we started talking and then she stopped crying. And then she was like really thankful. She's like, I can't believe you stopped. And I've been sitting here forever and nobody cared about me and like all this stuff. And like, I was having the worst day and you just gave me hope for like other, just to know that there's other people out there that actually care. And I'm like, yeah, no worries. Like, it wasn't a big deal at all. It wasn't a big deal to me, but it was such a big deal for her. And like, I'll never forget that moment and like the expression she had and how her whole demeanor changed and like just everything about that moment really affected me. So that's why I was like, I want to do this more for people, because if I ever can do something, like I will do something, like I'll try my best to actually like at least put a smile on somebody's face. You can't do everything, but you can at least sit there and listen,
Well, and and true kindness is so powerful, Nina, because it comes from a deep place of like the person isn't getting anything from it. They're not trying
Mhm.
to get anything from it. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's what makes it so
Yes.
kind. Like, it's just
Yeah.
genuinely from a good place.
Yeah.
There's nothing like, "Oh, I'm gonna do this because they'll do this for me," type, which is the way most humans
Exactly.
actually sadly think.
Yeah, like you doing something for something instead of like doing something for
For
basically
yourself.
nothing. For
Like,
yourself. Yeah.
there's a selflessness to genuine kindness.
Yeah, yeah, and it's a beautiful thing to see.
Mhm.
Now I'm sorry that I have to highlight this, Michelle. I do love you, but Taylor Swift is overrated and probably is gas too. Says it's for $1.99. I think it's time for a new ex and a new song.
We'll
My
have to
goodness.
see. We'll see where her and Trav go.
Well, the
Oh my
time's
gosh.
ticking, right?
Yeah, time's ticking. We'll see where this goes.
He's like, I had to
Now,
learn football because of you.
Hey, she seems to be liking it up there.
now speaking of acts of kindness, here's another story about actually our neck of the woods in Canada, especially Darren and I, because this is about British Columbia. A single act, a decade of impact, Pay It Forward group marks 10 years of charitable deeds. And this comes from British Columbia, Canada. A decade ago, Eileen Ingram raised funds for a boy who had his bicycle stolen. That single act of kindness evolved into a widespread movement touching various corners of the East Kootenays. And there's the Paying It Forward thing here with the picture of the first time that they did that for the boy. As more individuals join in, a cohesive nonprofit entity emerged named Paying It Forward Kindness in the Kootenays. Ingram emphasizes a straightforward philosophy. You give someone a hand up, open a door for somebody, even give them a big smile. Just do something that makes their day better. Currently boasting 20 committed members and over 3,000 Facebook supporters, the group orchestrates drives and events to fund causes, extending their help to secure food and clothing for those in need. Their efforts extend to providing essential supplies for single parents starting anew and raising funds for individuals grappling with chronic health issues and expensive medical bills. Currently, they are conducting a bottle drive to fund prescription medication for senior citizens. The group draws inspiration from the movie Pay It Forward, resonating with its message and performing good deeds to create a positive chain reaction, a sentiment deeply connected to Ingram's own childhood experiences. The movie really spoke to me, she said. So that is like a really short and sweet article, but also really kind of demonstrates what we've been talking about acts of kindness and how they change lives, and also how movies and stories like that can impact people to do certain things. That's why I love movies so much, and like books and stories, because I think books and movies and stories like this can impact people to do things, to take the reins and actually do something and get inspired. It's always nice to see stuff like that. Bird Up for $2 says, happy birthday, Nina. Thank you so much, Bird Up. It's good to see you. Wasn't that a cute Canadian story, Script Doctor?
Oh yeah, it's nice, especially considering the fact that it's a type of charity that's targeting a specific problem or sets of
Mhm.
problems. Because one of the things you always have to be mindful of are the larger charities that have a generalized problem. You're like, well, they're not really going to be hitting a solution. They'll help some people here and there, but you're not solving anything directly. I like the smaller stuff where you're like, oh, once this problem is done, this charity will either find a new problem to address or they'll disband. And then if something happens, they come back again. That's what I always liked about the small town charities and stuff that I would see, is that they
Mhm.
weren't trying to be a cottage industry of themselves. They're actually trying to help people. And that was always the stuff I like to get behind.
Yeah, and it's like they're not overreaching, right? They're like doing something for their own small community and helping the people around them, and that helps a lot because it's the small drops, right? Because you
Mhm.
do what you can, so you're not like overextending yourself and then not doing anything for anybody because you get there's all these other things that you get caught up in instead of focusing your energy on what you can achieve. So I agree with you on that one. And good for those people. I love hearing Canadian news like this. Now this next story is fascinating to me on so many levels, but mainly because it's probably one of the dumbest things I've ever seen in my entire life. I was like, what? And it just like, man, Chicago really needs some more tourist attractions because what the heck is this? The Chicago rat hole, a rat-shaped hole, has become Chicago's hottest tourist attraction. So it's this hole here.
It looks like some rat fell into the ground and then just got up and left. Like from a cartoon.
Yeah, it's like, what is this? And the story goes, a hole in the pavement that is shaped like a rat has become Chicago's hottest new tourist attraction.
Oh.
This peculiar landmark, fondly dubbed the Chicago Rat Hole, has captured the fascination of locals and visitors alike, sparkling a trend of people making pilgrimages to witness its unique charm. So here it is, people making pilgrimages to it. Located in the Roscoe Village area of Chicago, Illinois. The Chicago Rat Hole is a distinctive sidewalk hole shaped like a rat or a squirrel, despite existing for decades. It's been there for decades. It gained sudden fame as a viral sensation on social media, particularly Twitter, in January 2024. The newfound attention has turned the site into a tourist attraction, drawing visitors to witness its quirky charm. There's pills in here.
It's Chicago. Those are blue pills, mind you.
My goodness. The hole gained worldwide attention on January 6, 2024 via a tweet by Chicago-based comedian and writer Winslow Demain. The post quickly became viral, compelling many Chicago residents to visit the hole in what is described as a pilgrimage to make offerings to it, such as coins, flowers, candles, cheese, alcohol, toys, and bills.
The song.
There's
a casket.
Rat that fell.
Oh my god, they've got a little thing on it now, like a little.
It died
In the memory thing, and I was like, what the hell? So this guy says, I went to pay my respects at the Chicago rat hole today and discovered that the rat has now been identified. Its name was Chimley. Rest in peace. They just made that up. That's not what happened.
And
It
again,
says that
it's like a
Go
Warner
ahead.
Brothers cartoon. An animal fell from a great distance, hit the ground, got up, and left an imprint behind.
I know. It's so silly. The hole was filled with plaster or cement by an unknown party on January 19, 2024. Local residents attempted to excavate the hole using their hands and implements such as car scrapers and license plates. Eventually, a woman cleaned out the hole and restored it to its original condition. Here she is talking about how they tried to fill in the hole, but then the local residents, turned it back. This is the weirdest story. There's an ongoing debate over the origin of the hole. Some locals believe it was actually a squirrel, but the eventual fate of the rodent remains unknown. So there you go. Very
So,
silly.
Here's a hypothetical. So when the pavement was poured and still wet, an animal fell into it and then was probably snatched out by a bird and left the imprint in for a while.
That's what
afterwards.
I think too. I mean, I think it was like the poor thing got stuck in there when it was like wet pavement. Maybe even have got out, but like that was like the
Or,
original.
maybe it didn't get out and then a bunch of other animals just feasted on it after it had died.
My God, that is dark, script doctor. Oh
It's
my
Chicago.
it is Chicago. That's true. Let's see what some of you have been saying in the chat. I've been reading it, so I haven't watched the chat. Did Tom finally get Jerry? That's great. Why would they put pills in the rat hole? I don't know. The poor rat was in the Philadelphia experiment. Even the rats are trying to get out. Oh my God. Yeah, it is Chicago. Blue pills. I mean, a gift is a gift. Yeah, I guess that's true. The music was way too funny. That is true. The rat got atomized by Zeus and then worshiped the rat hole. My goodness. So there you go. Some really funny comments there about this rat hole. Is that a dime bag? No, it's blue pills. I think I don't know why the pills. I mean, this guy said, what were they? They were like
It was like 16 hours worth of pills right there.
estradiol pills. My
I don't know what
goodness.
those are.
Is that like Viagra? 'Cause I mean, the little blue pills are Viagra, right? I have no
That's
Typically,
what
yeah.
someone put in the chat.
Yeah, it's
There it
Viagra.
is.
So there you go. You got 16
My
hours
goodness.
of aided assistance.
They did not want the red pills. Brought to you by Viagra. Oh my God, that's so funny. Okay, well, there you go. That was just silly. I wanted to share that with you guys because this is super silly. And then here's another. This is not as silly. I just find it really cute. Because I just think karaoke is really awesome and brings out like, you just let down your inhibitions. And I find music to be a world language, a universal language. And this was really freaking cute. It says, I would be sobbing. Bar patron captures heartwarming karaoke moment. In a college bar in Michigan, a magical moment unfolded, proving that music has the power to bridge generation and gaps and unite hearts. The star of night, an old man with a microphone singing The Climb by Miley Cyrus. This is great. Okay, here it is. Here we go.
Gotta keep my head held high.
Oops.
There's always gonna be another mountain. I'm always gonna wanna make it through. Always gonna be an uphill battle. Sometime I'm gonna have to lose. Ain't about how fast I get there. Ain't about what's waiting on the other side.
Oh,
This is the first time I'm hearing this song.
Oh, really? It's actually a pretty good song.
I love that. Such a cute song. What the old man's really cute. The heartwarming scene was captured by a spectator who couldn't resist sharing the magic on TikTok. Nothing makes me believe in humanity more than everyone cheering on this old man singing Miley Cyrus tonight at the bar. He captioned the video. I would sob so hard if, if I saw this live. One commenter wrote, drunk me wouldn't have survived this. And I feel like I would be the same way. His smile at the end, I'm sobbing. Another said, oh, that's so cute. Why is it so cute when old men sing like songs like this? I don't know.
I mean, it's just cute when the elderly does stuff like this.
I know, it really is. Taylor Swift is overrated and probably has gas fee for $1.99. Says the rat was one of my exes. Ooh.
Ooh.
Ooh, yikes. I love karaoke because it brings out like people's like, I don't know. I think it brings out people's best sides. That's pretty cool. Even when like you don't know what to sing and you're like, you know, you just like kind of like you're struggling your way through, but like just putting yourself out there. It's very humbling.
I was about to use the word humbling. Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
it
can't
is.
take yourself too seriously and do karaoke.
Yeah, no, you can't.
I don't do karaoke because I break glasses.
What?
You
Really?
shatter. It hits so high, the note.
And my singing voice is so terrible. It's if it doesn't break a glass, it will cause people to defecate in their pants.
Oh my
I have
god.
no vocal range for singing.
Oh,
So
that's
I prefer to
funny.
spare people that
So
travesty.
you would have to do like the William Shatner thing then, like beat poetry.
Yeah, I could talk a song.
Yeah. You should just talk a song then. So like the next time you're at like karaoke, like I did it my way. You know, like you
just speak it.
You just speak the song.
Oh yeah, like just like Shatner's lyrics to Walk It Land, like white lights, strange city, mad, music all
Mhm.
around.
Exactly.
Midnight magic, crazy people, crazy sound.
Crazy sound.
Sorry, that's just a rocket. That's from Def Leppard.
Oh my god, I actually love the beat poetry he does. It's really funny. Especially when he's just like there's like you know the light shines on him and he's just like sitting there singing the song. I'm a rocket man. That's true. So good. So good. Speaking of Looney Tunes, because we were talking about kind of like Looney Tunes in that last story with the rat. Here is another Looney Tunes moment. A real life Looney Tunes possum gives skunk a bite on the rear end for hogging the food. This was funny.
That is a brave possum.
I know. I was gonna say, why didn't the skunk just spray him in the face?
Maybe he was empty.
Do they get empty?
Perhaps.
Look, he's like,
Because he's ready.
he's ready. He's like, don't come near me, bro. I'll spray you. And he's like, don't get your butt in my face. Don't you put your butt in my face. How dare you? I will. Yeah, let me see if I can zoom in closer so you guys can see this better. Look at this. Don't you dare bite. Give it 30 minutes, Nina. What does that mean? Like he's gonna spray him in the face in 30 minutes? That's weird. My
Needs to
goodness.
fuel up.
That's so funny. I didn't know that they would do that. My goodness. Oh my gosh. Well, this is actually how much show I have. So that's it. That's my good news items. Usually at this point I would go to the cute animal moments that people tag me in, but we don't do that anymore because YouTube struck my channel that one time and I was like, I can't do this ever again.
Really?
So yeah,
That's what it was for?
Yes, it was a cute animal video that they
Not like the Wednesday show that gets spicy.
No, not at all. It was the cute animal video that took me down, believe it
And
or
by
not.
spicy, I mean for this platform.
No, I know. Yeah, no, it wasn't anything I said, like something about, all the things I talk about on today's show. No, no, no. Yes, boo YouTube indeed. But thank you everybody for coming through, especially those of you guys who made it on the panel. Script Doctor and Michelle, thank you so much for being here. Tom was here, Andre was here. Thank you guys.
And I just wanted to say, one, happy birthday to Nina. But then secondly, just to give a shout out, because Nina, you are a very special, kind, good person that I have enjoyed getting to know more over the last year. So happy birthday to Nina.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Michelle. I really appreciate it. I get all shy when people say nice things about me. Thank you.
Just take
Thank you
it,
so
take it.
I know. I will. Thank you. Distant hugs. But thank you again, everybody. You guys are awesome. And John Burns for $2. Yay, goose people. Good stream. I think he meant good people. Good people, good stream. Thank you, John Burns, for the toonie. And again, special thanks to all of you who super chatted, became a member, gifted memberships, all that good stuff. Thank you for supporting the channel the way that you do. And thank you to those of you who just showed up in the chat and just hung out with us and talked about good news and just be, you guys were awesome. Yes, go rate Tomby. I don't know if you're saying Tomby's rating me or the other way around because I'm ending the show. So if Tomby's still going, go over there and say hello with the infinity raid and all that good stuff. And I think FNT is happening soon too. So I'm sure there's lots to watch out there. Again, thank you everyone for being here and have a great weekend. Make sure you guys practice empathy, kindness, be the best version of yourself, be the good wolf, and have hope. And until next time, take care, everybody. Bye.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Back here live at the Waterfront Village with my friend, the zombie, Jonathan. You're looking good. Jonathan just got an awesome face paint job. What do you think?
I like turtles.
All right.